Sir Venkat garu.
Shankar garu cheppandi. Hello.
Hello sir, shall we start sir? Hello.
Yeah, Shankar sir, I'll start.
Yeah. Okay sir.
Yeah, Shankar sir, am I audible to you?
Yes sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes sir, you are audible to me sir.
So we can start, right?
Yeah, we can start sir.
So do we need to wait or we can start?
We can start sir.
Okay, perfect. So today we have around 90 plus participants, right?
Yes sir, 90 plus sir. There will be more.
So we have
joining,
around
sir.
90 plus participants.
Yes sir. Yes, yes sir.
Okay.
Sir, Pallavi madam also is there in the meeting sir.
A lot of cross talk.
Yes. All of you mute yourselves. Ram Prasad Rao, Jayavardhan, please mute yourselves.
My earphones పెట్టుకోండమ్మా.
Sir, we will start sir. Venkat garu.
Yes sir, we'll start then.
Yes sir. We will start sir.
So
we have 100 participants sir.
Students, good evening. Yeah, 100 participants. So we have these participants are from BTech third year, final year, and then management, right?
BTech third year, sir.
Okay.
These are from BTech third year.
Okay, BTech third year and
only BTech third year, sir.
Okay, nobody from BBS, only BTech third year. Okay, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll start then.
Okay, sir. I am stopping my screen share.
Anyways,
Sir, you can
students, good evening.
Sir, all those who are newly joining, please mute yourselves. Sir, please start, sir.
Yeah, students, good evening. My name is Venkat. I am currently working as a managing director for Gram Tarang Inclusive Development Services Private Limited. We are basically a agri fintech company. So we basically supply software to various banks across India. So your State Bank of India, Canara Bank, Union Bank of India. So all these banks are our partner banks. So I'll give a brief about myself before I really discuss today's topic. See, I finished my MBA in 2007. I worked for okay, so I finished my MBA in 2007. I worked in the industry for 2 years to gain experience, and then in 2009, I started my first company. It was a microfinance company which I started with an investment of around 1 crore. So I had to sell my land to pool this money, and we were actually doing quite well for the initial years. So 2009, 2011, I mean our turnover was close to 7 crores. We were doing quite well, but then because of government regulations, we had to close the company. Okay, so it was a big shock for me because 1 crore is our own investment, and remaining 6 crores we got this money from three banks, three nationalized banks: Andhra Bank, Bank of India, and then one financial institution, SIDBI. So we raised 6 crores, but because of a government regulation, we had to close the entire company. Okay, so we lost 3 crores. So it was a big shock for me way back in 2011. It's a huge amount, right? Okay, so yeah, it was my first lesson of being an entrepreneur. So starting something is not easy. It's easier said than done. Okay. So anyway, luckily, based on the experience I gained for those 2 years, I started another company, which is again a fintech company, a GTIDS, where we employ close to 200 people, employees. Okay, and then around 5,000 agents. Then we work very closely with various banks across India. We basically work as an extended arm of bank. Okay, so now see one thing which all of you need to ponder upon or think through is, see, any institution, be it a bank, be it a financial institution, or be it a product manufacturing company. So all these institutions, they always try to cut down their costs. Okay, so cost cutting is a major agenda for all the banks. All the banks, in fact, any institution, because this is where they can actually save some money. So we felt that opening branch in every village, in every nook and corner, is a very costly proposition. Okay, so we felt that instead of opening a branch where a bank branch where your monthly operational expenses, be it payment of salaries to staff, renting out the premises, all these expenses, will cost you anywhere between 5 to 20 lakhs per month. So we thought of developing an alternative banking model, which will reduce the overheads of the bank, which will be a win-win for both bank as well as to us. Okay, so that's how. So this in this area we sensed opportunity and we started GTIDS. Okay, so now I'm sure. See, just 2 years back we had around 30 plus nationalized banks, right? 30 plus. Now we have only 11 or 12 because if you look at Union Bank of India, UBI was merged with Andhra Bank, Corporation Bank. So there was a lot of mergers which happened in the last 2 years. So the number of banks decreased considerably. Also, there is no need to offer services through brick and mortar, thanks to IT. There is no need, for a physical structure. You can actually provide service, in fact, and a service efficiently online. Okay, so this thought led us, to float GTIDS, a fintech company. So we have our own fintech app, and uh, uh, we basically do around 15 lakh transactions every month, around 2,000 crore business for our partner banks. And because of our intervention, the bank's operational expenses, they decreased considerably. So now instead of one bank branch, I deploy 4 to 5 agents. Okay. So and bank is incurring around 50K, per month towards managing these 5 to 6 agents. Whereas if a bank opens a branch, they'll incur anywhere between 5 lakhs to 20 lakhs. Okay. So we are helping banks decrease their operational expenses significantly. Okay. So similarly, you can always. So there are many manufacturing companies which will, which are, finding, exploring ways and means to decrease their operational expenses. So any product, any service, in this area, for these companies, will benefit them a great deal. Okay. Uh, yeah, and now we are starting a drone. See, in fintech, we were actually late. We were late by almost 5 years, 5 to 10 years. We started very late, so we lost that early mover advantage. So in business, you should always be. I mean, if you are number one, if you are the first company to start any new idea, any new business, then obviously, you have to blow up a lot of money uh, because you have to learn everything, right? Okay. But if you are a late entrant, probably if you are a 10th company or a 20th company, then based on the learnings from these 10 companies, you can actually start you can launch a better product. So that's what we are doing in drones. Okay. So we floated a drone manufacturing company. So it is coming up in Vijayanagaram campus. So hopefully towards this month end, our Minister for Civil Aviation will inaugurate the company. So here we are will be manufacturing agriculture drones. Okay. So now the reason why we started drone manufacturing company is, see, drones is one area where India is far behind. Okay. So countries like Iran, okay, which are technically very poor. Okay. Be it Iran, be it Turkey. Okay. Many of these countries are, even North Korea. Okay. These countries are far ahead in drone technology. Somehow, Indian the government, the whole ecosystem, uh, they were not ready, to grab this opportunity. And now, in the last 2 years, they understood the importance of drones. So now they opened up the entire sector. So in the last 2 years, around 50 to 60 companies, opened their establishments in this sector, and we see immense potential in this area. So hence we started a company here. So the gist is, I mean, the bottom line is, uh, you can always start, you can always get into a startup, but then you need to really come up with a very good product. Okay. So your product uh, should be good. Okay. So you should do a lot of research before you launch your product. See, if you these days, if you start any company, okay, a startup or whatever, so you will have approximately 4 to 5 lakhs recurring annual expenses apart from your salaries and all. Registering the company, and then uh, taking care of legal compliances, be it GST, be it PF, gratuity. Okay. So you have to. These are all statutory requirements which every company has to adhere to. Okay. So you will anyway have legal, all these expenses to incur. See, I've seen people who started, a couple of my friends who started 10 companies, 12 companies without much thought. Okay. But now, see, starting a company is very easy, but then holding on to it, okay, is not easy, because you have to burn a lot of cash to make these companies be alive. Okay. So the people, my friend who started around 12, 13 companies, see, every year he is incurring around 40 to 50 lakhs just to make them alive. Okay, just to keep them alive. Okay, because every year you need to file IT returns, you need to file GST returns, then you need to get your audited, you need to audit your, you need to go for audit. Okay, so you will, every year you will have 4 to 5 lakhs of expenses. Okay, so you need to really think through when you start a company. Okay, one advantage, for all of us Indians, is we have a huge population base. See, if you look at the entire world population, it is around 850 crores approximately. Okay, so 850 crores spread across 200 countries. That's the okay. That's the number of countries we have. 200 plus countries. 850 crores is the population. Okay. Now in India itself, we have around 145 plus crores population. Okay. So we have a huge population base to cater to. Okay. So if you launch a good uh, service or a product, it will definitely fly. Okay, there'll be many takers because India is a growing economy. Okay, we are a developing country. There is a huge scope. There's a lot of need for services products. Okay, so if you before launching any service or a product, if you think through, if you do a proper market research, and then if you launch, okay, I'm sure you will find a lot of takers. The flip side with our country is people really look for a value in the product. So people don't want to pay more in India. The problem is people don't want to pay more, but they want the best quality. Okay. So this is a flip side in our country. So you need to really think through this challenge. Okay. So you should launch something, okay, be it product or service, which is very, very cost effective. Okay. And which also meets the requirements of the client. Okay. So see, you look at all these companies, be it Swiggy, Zomato, or be it Amazon, Flipkart. Okay, so none of these companies are making money in our country. So all these companies are bleeding. Okay, reason being, Indian customers always, they always look for value for money. Okay, so it's not easy, even Uber for that matter. All these big MNCs, none of them are making huge money in our country. They all bleed. They make money mostly in the West. Okay, because Indian customers are very, very cost conscious. Okay, so they think 10 times before they spend money. Okay, so you need to really think through before launching any product or a service. So this is what I actually, I learned in the last 14, 15 years. Yeah, and see, I'm sure most of you, and one good thing, these days is you have a very conducive ecosystem to promote enterprises. So way back in 2010, 11, when I started off, there was we didn't have any ecosystem. That's not the case now. Okay, so if you have a good idea, there are many VCs, venture capitalists. There are many investors who are willing to invest money in your company. Okay, uh, uh, and there is an entire ecosystem to support you. Okay, so you just so you need to have a right idea, which is very, very important. Okay, so if your idea is very good, then there'll be many takers. Okay, so there are a lot of summits happening these days. Okay, so where you can participate, where you can present your idea. That's how I started, right? So when I was studying my MBA, so I had this idea of starting a microfinance company. So myself and my friend, we both of us participated in a business plan competition. We had a couple of in couple of events, we got the we were able to get the awards, cash prize. So that actually encouraged us to start. And why we didn't start immediately after passing out? The reason is we wanted experience. See, experience, exposure are very, very important. Okay, it's very critical. So hence I thought, let me work for 2 years, 2 years. Let me gain some experience. Let me save some money, and then let me start. So that's how it all happened. Okay. Now, if you most of you are from for all of you are engineering graduates. Okay. So software, there is huge competition. Okay. Now, uh, so it's not easy to start a company in this sector because this sector is very, very old and there is a lot of competition. Okay. So so you should launch a service. Okay, I mean, if you want to start something, you should launch a service which really entice which really entice people. Okay, to to support you. Okay, so you need to really think through. Okay, it's not easy. I mean, now especially for mechanical students, I foresee a lot of opportunities. Okay, mechanical electrical students now. So one opportunity where there is huge scope is motors, manufacturing motors. Okay, So there is a very good demand. Most of the motors which are being used in our country, okay, okay, they are all mostly exported. We export them, we import them mostly from from abroad. Okay, so motor is manufacturing motors. Is a it has very good potential. Okay, so now if you look at I'll give one example now. Okay, this is how you can actually think through what you can start. Okay, so now drones, if you look at the drone entire ecosystem, okay, so the entire the whole ecosystem was depending upon motors from China. Okay, and motors are the critical, very critical. Okay, for for drones. Okay, now most of these Chinese motors, they had a life of 6 months to 1 year. Okay, and there was no guarantee also. Okay, so this was one area where which was identified by IIT Chennai. So IIT Chennai started couple of it supported a couple of startups in this area. Okay, so now they have literally monopoly. Okay, now if you look at so they are actually catering to the entire industry. Okay, now they can grow with the industry. Okay, you understood, right? Okay, so otherwise, all these 80 plus 80 or 90 odd companies, they were importing motors from China. Now, because of these three companies, which saw opportunity. Okay, now they'll make it very big. Okay, so probably in a matter of 3 to 4 years, they'll be they'll capture a lot of market share. Okay, so see, this is how you need to look for opportunities. Okay, so you should always other thing is you need to follow the industry. Okay, so you have to be abreast with the latest happenings in the industry. Okay, if you don't follow the sector, okay, if you don't follow the I mean, wherever you want to be, if you don't follow the product, okay, products evolution, okay, then you will not be aware of the latest developments. Okay, so you should always be ahead. Okay, that's how you can be competitive. Okay, now see, I'm sure Professor Anil and many of the faculty, they have taught you about entrepreneurship. Okay, ideas. Okay, so I'm sure most of you have basic knowledge on these things. Okay, so now so we have more than 100 plus participants. Okay, so if you have any questions, queries on starting an enterprise, okay, how to go about, you can always you can answer, you can ask me. I'll guide you how to go about. Anybody has any questions, queries? You can share your questions, queries in Telugu, Hindi. I'm comfortable with all these languages. Students, Prem, Mahesh, Nandu, Amrita, we have so many students. Any questions you have on starting an enterprise, how to go about, what all we need to look at? Sir, Shankar sir, can you enable a screen share for me? It's enabled, right?
You can share, sir.
Okay, 1 minute.
Are you able to share?
Yeah, just a minute. I have, I think. So Shankar sir, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
You can see a Word document, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. See, I'll anyway talk about my first company which I started in 2009. Okay, so yeah, as I said, see, to start a company, you basically need an equity. Equity is your own money. Okay. See, if you don't bring your own money, nobody will invest in your company. Okay. So you should have trust in your own business, right? Okay. Then only others will trust. Okay. So as I said, when I started off in 2009, we were able to raise around 6 to 7 crore loan from various banks. Okay. And so basically, see, for any business, you require equity and loan. Okay. So equity is the money which you bring, which which you invest. Okay, which as an entrepreneur which you bring in. Okay, which the promoters will invest. Loan is the money which you raise from friends, well-wishers, and financial institutions. Okay. So when I started off in 2009, we were able to get around 6 crores loan from three financial institutions. Okay. So basically, they'll ask you for a business plan. Okay, so you need to convince the lenders uh, about your whole business plan. Okay, so business plan will basically comprise of three documents. You need to present the financials. Okay, which you can see on screen here. Okay, so this is basically so you can see. So they'll basically ask you for projections. Okay, business projections. Okay, so in this case, you can see this was a microfinance company. So they asked me, okay, so how much money you require, in how many states you want to operate, in how many states you want to open branches, how many clients you will service, okay, and how much loan you will disburse. Okay, so you need to come up with all the projections. Okay, okay, so you will basically have so a business plan will comprise of all these a financial document. Okay, a financial model will comprise of all these pages. Okay, so you will have the ratios. Okay, you need to show annual financial state. You need to show them annual financial statements, monthly financial statements, the cash balance which your company will maintain at the end of every month, your expenses. Okay, in our case it was so you need to show the which you will spend at the branches, the money which you need to incur at the head office. Okay, similarly, so we actually plan to disburse loans to through our we wanted to disburse student loans. Okay, through this company. Okay, so the so number of student loans which I plan to disburse, what is the rate of interest I'll collect from students, and how much margin I'll keep. Okay, and what are my target areas. Okay, from which all areas I'll have I'll mobilize loans. Okay, so we initially targeted North Coastal Andhra Pradesh, which is your Vizag, Vizianagaram, Srikakulam, and then Southern Orissa. Okay, and then so you need to come up with this entire financial projection sheet. Okay, so Amit given it. Okay. So based on this projections, so bank will definitely ask for this projection sheet. Okay, so without a proper financial model, no bank or no lender would like to invest. Okay, so once you have an idea, okay, so you need to mention the whole, so you need to give projections for the next 5 years. Okay, so all people who want to start, who want to venture into startups, okay, you need to think through all these things. Okay, so you should be able to tell in the next 5 years what exactly you want to do. Okay, see, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to do only those things. You should stick to the plan, nothing of that sort, but you should have tentative idea of what exactly you want to do in the next 5 years. Okay, so you can see 2000, I prepared this plan for 2009 till 2014. Okay, so okay, so you can see. Okay, so the number of branches I'll open every year. Okay, let me show you the projections. uh, so you can see here, right? Okay, so so at every branch, I said that I'll have around 8 staff. Okay, and then I've mentioned the salary structure. Okay, for those people. Okay, Tabata look at the head office. Okay, in head office also I've clearly mentioned whom all I'll recruit. Okay, okay, and then I've mentioned how much salary. This was way back in 2009, right? So it was, the pay scale was very very low at that time. Okay, so I've mentioned the cost structure. Okay, you can see the cost structure over here. Okay, so this way you have to come up with the projections. Okay, you should sit with that, because most of you have, see, I did BCom, so I was, and then I have a background. I also did my CA inter, so I was able to prepare this. Otherwise, so most of you guys, all of you don't have this background, so you need to sit with the chartered accountant. So you need to ask your CA to prepare a financial model. Okay, so this financial model is very very critical to impress the investor or a banker. Okay, so without this financial model, nobody will invest in your company. Okay, so if you want to start any company, be ready with a similar model. Okay, so where for the next 5 years, you will show the business projections of your organization. Okay, so if you look at the annual financial statements, you can see. Okay, so I said that. Okay, so this says that I'll probably earn an income of around 9,59,000. Okay, in the initial year, and then by 20, I mean 13 14, I'll earn an income of around 14 crores. Okay, so you can see how my income levels gradually increased. Okay, so similarly, you can also see the expenses I incurred. You can see the cost sheet. Okay, so okay, so these sort of projections. Okay, so your income and expenditure statement, your cash flow statement. Okay, okay, so all these things are required to convince an investor. Okay, so having good idea will not serve the purpose. Okay, apart from having a good idea, you should also think through all these things. Okay, so see, these days marketing is very very important. Okay, to market any product or service, marketing is very important, right? Okay, so you need to factor in all those things. Okay, how much money you will spend towards marketing. Okay, okay, and what will be the exposure towards marketing initially, and how you want to increase the allocation over a period of time. Okay, so you need to look at all these things. Okay, so this document is the prerequisite, is critical to raise funds from a investor or a bank. Okay, so apart from this, okay, you also need to prepare a presentation. Okay, so this was my PPT. Okay, so you can see over here. Okay, so as this was a microfinance company. Okay, so what is the model? Okay, so in microfinance, what all I plan to do. You can see I wanted to give loans. I want to do remittance, insurance, savings. Okay, this was the service offerings. Okay, and then you look at the branch. Okay, when I open a branch, okay, so where will I set up a branch? Okay, so to whom it will cater